Beep, beep. I came into Fox as a pretty normal student, just excited to get away from home and be at school. I guess coming into Fox, it was like making a faith of my own.
I came into Fox with a lot of my own ideas of what my college career would look like, and I'm very glad that they didn't pan out because they were not very good. I figured that God would have picked the wrong person if he picked me to be a leader within the church.
Yeah, freshman year when I started at George Fox, I was really excited. I was really just looking forward to what was going to happen. I didn't have too many expectations. And really since then, all my time at Fox has given me a lot of opportunity to examine the nature of faith. And for me, a lot of how that happened was in that I think college provides a great opportunity to examine how one judges success.
During my sophomore year, I was unexpectedly diagnosed with cancer, and it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in my life. I kind of started to pick up on this idea of what lamenting looks like and what suffering within the church looks like, and it really just completely changed how I viewed my relationship with God. I think when you're not even sure you're gonna make it to the next day, you kind of develop this relationship with God that's like, well, I fully trust you in every tiny aspect of my life that I never had before.
I let go of basketball, I let go of my own plans that I had, pursued ministry. It led me into a time of crisis of asking, who am I, what am I doing, where am I going? I was convinced, like absolutely, that I was too broken, I wasn't good enough.
I really found a lot of my self-worth and self-value and success even as well in how other people perceived me. That kind of turned into a big desire to be correct, or me assuming that like God was waiting for me to get my stuff together.
In Romans 8:28, it talks about how all things work together for those who love God, and I think most people kind of skip over the fact that Romans 8:30 says that we're predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, and when you think of what that image looks like, he was a suffering servant.
On a staff retreat with Res Life for the fall of my sophomore year, we were in the process of telling our life stories to the group. And it was the first time I had been totally open about really my whole life with my peers. I decided that I was going to be upfront about the stuff that I wasn't proud of. That experience, looking back on it, helps me realize that God's not waiting for me to get my act together.
Last semester, I was talking to Steve Sherwood. Told him the whole story, like, Steve, I was too broken. I was not good enough. And he looked me in the eye and he said, Shauna, you're never too broken for God. And I was like, okay. Yeah, okay, Steve. And he says, Shauna, did you hear what I said? You're never too broken for God. That was the first time that someone had told me that, like to my face, and I believed it. I felt and I heard the Holy Spirit telling me, your wholeness and your fullness is found in me. Like, stay with me today. Like, you are found in me. Everything is found in me.
After about 2 years of going through treatments on and off, I am in remission. In light of my experiences with cancer, I have come to know that God is always present despite the suffering that I endured.
In the midst of my incredible brokenness and feeling like I'm just not worthy, like he still is very persistent in telling me, you are. And then the days or the weeks or the months that I can't believe in him, like he still tells me, well, that's okay, I believe in you. And that is enough for me, I think.
College has taught me that God's not going away.
You didn't ask me, but I think Fox is the best place on earth. Like there's nowhere like this place.